Welcome back. We are live with the Call of Duty Championship presented by Xbox. Hastro, it has been one heck of a day, and we've seen several incredible upper bracket matches, but now it's time to go down to the lower bracket where you're facing elimination.
Absolutely, and there's a big-time matchup coming up, Puckett. It does not get much bigger than this in the lower bracket early on in the tournament. It is going to be EnVy facing off Team Kaliber.
Some people were calling this to be like the third place match. Like, both of these teams guaranteed to be top three. This could be deciding who's going to get 200,000 or possibly 400,000.
They're two of the top 5 seeds coming into this, and EnVy being that 5th seed, Kaliber being that 3 seed, and they're facing off in an elimination match before the money. So there are a lot of implications on this one. Both teams going to be fighting for their lives here. They don't want to go out in this round.
Now, of course, Optic Gaming was the team that took out our TK squad, but who took out EnVy in that round one?
You know, EnVy was facing off against SB, so EnVy had to come in right away into the bracket and face the #1 seed in the tournament. Tough road. SB was a very formidable opponent. We just saw them lose to Optic Gaming. They had a great run there as well.
Right.
But Optic playing out of their shoes, by the way. Optic is playing great, looking amazing.
Some of the best we've seen from Optic Gaming all year.
No, they're doing great. And the fact that they're coming up to this tournament and showing up shows their experience they have as players.
Right.
So SB, you know, came in hot against EnVy, went up 3-1 in that match and took that one home. And now EnVy's having to face a tough Kaliber team who lost to Optic Gaming. So it's a big side of the bracket right there with those 4 teams.
That Friday night loss to Immunity, still a pain in EnVy's side, but TK, they also were caught by surprise earlier this morning. Let's meet our first squad, bringing out Team Kaliber first. These guys have not placed outside of the top 4 for any LAN they've competed in since the start of the organization. Handpicked this roster. Formal, the Slayer, picked out of all the Call of Duty pros available during the team swap. Formal was picked up by Sharp and Theory and Gunjar. These guys knew they wanted to play with this dude. Theory been so hot during group play, but on the other side, they have some serious competitors. EnVy, the boys in blue. You got Rambo, Merc. Those guys finished 2nd and 3rd last year. Big Study, and of course, Nameless, who is there with Quantic Gaming at CoD Champs for Black Ops 2. Study with his sniper has been my player to watch through group play. Some incredible shots through his S&D game modes. But Hastro, when it comes into this one, you got to tell me, when you see these two squads side by side, who matches up with who on each team?
Yeah, it's a really tough one to call in terms of just overall skill on each team, but yeah, you have a player like Theory matching up versus Rambo. Both are very objective-oriented players. You know, Theory tends to bring a lot of gun skill to the game. Rambo really just relies on his smarts a lot. And
very cerebral player.
Being very aggressive and pushing the tempo and relying on his teammates to pick up a lot of those kills for him. And then you have Study, who would probably match up with a Formal, you know, somebody who can go off and slay away.
The young Slayers going at it.
And go big, yeah, both young guys who can slay away. And then you have the Merc and Nameless combo, the ARs there for EnVy. And on the other side, you have Gunjar, you know, Sharp. Both of those guys, very versatile players. Gunjar usually typically going only with an AR, and that's what you see with Merc. And then that Sharp versus Nameless combo is basically a versatile player who can slay away at any moment.
I love it. I love how these two teams are going to match up. The question is, who's going to come out on top? They know what's on the line here. So much pressure in lower bracket round 1. Both desperately wanting to fight for their lives in this tournament. EnVy going up against Team Kaliber already. We're just halfway through Saturday. And man, this is going to be a slugfest.
Yeah, that's absolutely what we're about to witness. You know, both of these teams can bring a lot of pressure. We don't know what we're going to see. We could see a 3-0 from either of these teams on the other team. We could see a very close match. My inclination is that we're going to see some trades here, back and forth in the game modes.
I sure hope so.
And I think the strengths of both teams are going to shine here. We're going to see a really good match.
Now, you know this EnVy squad extremely well. Can you talk to me about their strengths when it comes to game modes? Is it short range, long range maps that plays in their favor? Is it Dom? Is it Search? Is it Blitz?
Yeah, the domination game mode is something they're struggling with right now.
Okay.
And right now, the strike zone domination is probably one of their stronger maps overall.
So the short range.
So the short range stuff is good for them. You know, allowing Rambo to get very aggressive, push the action, and get his teammates into a position to follow up on his callouts right away. The larger maps in domination are what's giving them trouble. When Rambo's pushing the action, his teammates can't pick up the kills fast enough that he's calling out after he goes down. So look for them to try and get a strike zone domination out of the vetoes, and if they can't, Team Kaliber would be really wise to veto that strike zone dom. On the other side, the S&D is probably one of their strengths. Study, coming out of the US regionals, had the #1 kill death ratio in S&D out of all players coming out of the US championship.
Out of all of the teams, 16 teams coming in, Study had that #1 spot.
That's right.
The man looks so good with the sniper. When I was watching him on Octane earlier, every single challenge, especially, I forget who it was who was going up against him, top pawn to down at the Humvees, and he was just connected at the very top of the heads. Insane accuracy from this crew. EnVy, TK, it's about to go down. Make sure you guys are on Twitter, hashtagging CoD Champs all day long. Who do you guys think is going to take this one? You can hit up Hastro and I'm at MLG Puckett. He is at Hastro with a 0 at the end, not an O. Stro, I hope we're going to Game 5, Round 11.
Yeah.
We talked about EnVy's strengths. What about TK's strengths?
Yeah, I actually know these players really well too. You know, I've watched a lot of TK gameplay. I love watching them play. They have a great organization, by the way. That's something to mention.
Oh, yeah.
Jimmy, the owner there, I talked about him a little bit yesterday. Chaos Silencer, and all the other crew over there at TK. They're running a great operation there with their team, really supporting their players, getting them out to every tournament, staying positive with those guys, and that's a implication into coming into this match. You know, the amount of support they have behind them, the fan support. But let's talk about the players for a second. A little bit more. You know, their strengths are when you can allow Theory to run the objective play and slay away at the same time while kind of backing him up, right?
Right.
And I feel like a lot of their gameplay revolves around the way Theory is playing. If Theory is able to get to the objectives and his teammates are slaying around him, it's pretty much just a given that TK is going to run the show.
Such a big moment for both of these squads. Game #1 in the best-of-5 series is loading up, guys. We're kicking it off. The map will be Freight. The game mode will be Domination. 3 flags to control. You get 1 point for every 5 seconds of control. This one, we're going to see ARs, MTARs, all kinds of subs being used here. What are you expecting out of EnVy off the break?
Yeah, right here, you know, I'll tell you right now, this is one of EnVy's weaker maps. So I feel like this is a direct result of the veto system here from TK.
Smart move.
This is probably one of their tougher maps that they've really struggled on getting out of a 2 cap. So when the scenario where they're backed up on the 1 flag, they really struggle on pushing out. So this is one of those weakness areas I think TK is going to try and exploit right off the bat, and I think that's great. Great strategy by TK, because they're coming into this one saying, okay, we really want to take this map #1, build that momentum, and it's just smart overall. But you know, EnVy really has to just maintain some composure here and try to keep themselves in this round.
Yeah, I'm looking for Merc to have another big game. I was watching him on Frey earlier, and the man was on. It was Blitz, but he put up 33 kills at the start. Rambo wins his one-on-one against Sharp on the far right side. He's going to go all the way through, trying to get on the flank and possibly even go for some contention at A if some people slip by.
Yeah, and right now EnVy had that early advantage, but they don't manage to really get much out of it. So right now you see TK is actually set up all around that flag. Rambo's actually going to go for this contest on the TK home flag. He's got to do it really quickly right now as TK is nicely set up around that B flag. But meanwhile, you got EnVy picking up a couple kills on those TK teammates. Rambo does get that contest, and he runs all the way back out now towards the B flag. This is actually a really smart play. He's allowing TK to spawn all the way back at their home flag while his teammates pick up the B flag.
Unfortunately, Study got a little bit of collateral damage taking out his teammate, but EnVy has the first 2 flags of the game. Study set up here with the MTAR and Remington. He's taken out just like that. Nameless locking down White with a big kill here. Has to keep this B flag free, and it's going to be 3 down for EnVy, up to Merc and Study.
Yeah, and Merc doing a great job defending that flag, and right now there are two TK players pushing it, and that's going to be a big job here for one of the EnVy players. I'm not sure who it is that's running up on the front side, but it doesn't look like he's going to be able to do much there as TK is set up great. So now TK trades back. Gunjar going off right now in that middle alley, picking up that kill on to, it looks like, oh, I'm not sure who that was, because Study just picked up a 2 kill and pushed the feed out.
Yeah, I mean, Gunjar is 7-1. You got to watch this guy make it 9-1, excuse me, 7-point spree. You see Formal in the kill feed starting to heat up as well, and Gunjar really opened this one up. Now he's a full-on specialist, got that that specialist bonus. He is going to have perks on perks on perks. And here he comes with the MTAR. All the spawners coming his way. While he was putting on the pressure, his teammates are setting up for middle map control.
Yeah, but even though he had the specialist bonus right there, it was still smart play by Gunjar to keep applying pressure to EnVy as he's keeping them pinned out in that backside of the map. And so now EnVy really has to push through. You see Merc going for a rotation here. His teammate actually in tow as well there in right in the middle of the map on the TK side. So EnVy doing a great job of actually rotating and picking off the back flag of TK, but you can't rely on doing this all day, Puckett. You really have to try and get a substantial lead by holding that B flag.
Right, but I do like them taking the advantages that are being given by TK. I'm seeing on the opposite side, the slaying battles were won by Gunjar and Theory. Gunjar, such a phenomenal start, currently 12-3. Let's go back to the man, the lead slayer right now for Team Kaliber.
Yeah, now we're spectating Gunjar, and just like I said, even though EnVy got a good rotation there to cap that A flag, TK just comes right back and caps the C flag. So you can't rely on making those rotations. That's not what you need to be doing. You need to really be focusing on that B flag and getting control of that. But EnVy's having a really tough time with that with Gunjar's solid AR play right now. He's 14-4, and he's just watching over that B flag like a hawk and keeping EnVy from pushing it at all times. So here we go, Gunjar again. See him locking down that side of the map, and now EnVy players down 3 players. Nameless last alive there, pushing up for EnVy.
Big kill there by Nameless, but there's too much support from Team Kaliber. The lead starting to get pretty decently sized, 58-46 here for Team Kaliber, and it looks like EnVy trying to fight back. Nameless on your screen. Now, Nameless hasn't been doing too much ARing here in the last minute or two. I wonder if he's going to go back to try and cancel out Gunjar. Currently, Goon, 16-5, was taking shots from Nameless. Stays alive, though, now transitioning to help here at B. Nice.
All right, Gunjar still just going off Puckett. He is a madman right now. He is keeping TK in this lead right now. He is just going off, having an amazing performance, 19-5. That's one of the bigger scores we've seen through 4 minutes of a half of domination so far in this tournament.
Not done yet, he says. I still got enough for one more kill. 3 bullets left in this gun. Can he take out Nameless? No, Nameless shuts him down again, but immediately cleaned up. Let's go back over to EnVy for the final 50 seconds. I gotta see, what is the Captain Merc calling for this squad? What are they gonna try and do? Nameless continues to try and pick up the kills. There is a player who snuck behind. Theory. Like you said, Theory and Rambo going to play very similar roles. Theory trying to force the pushback. Merc's going to clean it up, but it was neutralized. Merc has to double back to pick up the last 30 seconds points.
Yeah, and right now, EnVy's just on their heels. TK doing a really good job of just pushing them back again. You have Gunjar just still slaying so hard right now for TK. It's really impossible for EnVy to push up the map when Gunjar is just picking them off that fast. So you see TK building quite the lead right now, up by 31 points with 10 seconds left to go.
That was 4 down for EnVy. 3 players from TK inside their spawn. Formal just waiting for him. Gunjar adding 2 more, currently 23-6. What a side from Team Kaliber, especially Gunjar. And think, last year at Call of Duty Championships, Gunjar was playing with a team called Donut Shop. Now he is on one of the top squads in the world, and he is showing that he should be considered one of the best ARs in the game. 23-6 in the first half. Can he keep this up? EnVy, no one topping. Nameless's 11 kills. They really need to find someone to cancel out Goon.
Yeah, and you see the faces right now. They have to get their motivation and talk. I think that's Captain Merc there trying to talk to everybody and get everybody lifted up, which he's doing right there. And, EnVy, an experienced team coming in. Study is the only one who hasn't really played in a $1 million tournament like this. He's kind of the baby on the team. He's 18 years old, but he's got to, get his sights set in the right place right now. TK on the other side looking really hot. I mean, that's going to be a really tough team to come through and take down, especially after that side. I mean, that can be demoralizing for any team. So EnVy's just kind of got to get it together and try to come back on the second side. It's still doable with the amount of points that TK put up.
Well, you said this is going to be one of the rougher maps. TK using that veto system to get the map that will give them an advantage. So far, they show that this is a very strong map for Gunjar. The rest of the squad played very well as well, though. Trading kills in the middle of B, and what I found really impressive is just stopping EnVy from getting on that B flag. We'll see if they can keep it up. Second side is loading up. A hefty disadvantage here for EnVy to overcome, but I think anything is possible in this tournament. We'll see what is going to happen off the break. I got to watch Study. You know, he is kind of that flashy player from EnVy, the guy who can just catch fire and run away with it. Will he be able to get off to a hot start? What is Nameless bringing to the table as well? He had the best score in the first half.
Yeah, I mean, they as a team, you know, that they really just have to pick it up all together. I think all 4 players could play a little bit better, and TK on the other side, it seems like they're playing at a really high level. If they bring that in the second side, it's going to be very tough for EnVy to win this map.
There's that Remington being brought out by Study. He's ready to go to war. We're switching sides and coming at it for 5 more minutes. Domination on Freight continues here from the Xbox main stage. Study getting that A flag. His teammates are going to push out for the initial action. Merc looking over this B site.
Yeah, and Merc here, he's going to hang out right next to the trains on the right side of the map. Meanwhile, you got TK pushing up on the other side. There's one player coming through red right now. Bad timing there for Merc, and Study is actually going to pick that up. Meanwhile, his teammates are trying to capture that B flag, and they go down. So now TK is actually trying to capitalize on this as they had 2 EnVy members down. Study kind of coming alive right now, picking up a couple quick kills.
Nice job by Study off the break. 3-0 with that cap. Back home, a 4-point spree. Taking fire from behind, not able to turn around in time. Looking at the mini-map, very slow game so far. No one wants to jump on that B flag right away. They know they got to get at least 2 down before making a move. There's 1 kill from Rambo, but it's being equally traded by Formal.
Yeah, and now it's just a point of contention here at B. You have to go and get that B flag if you're EnVy. TK can let that sit there all day long with the lead that they have. So you see them just setting up around that B flag. They're not really pushing for it right now. EnVy's just trying to pick up them as soon as they can, and they're going to have to get a lot more aggressive going for these kills because time's just dwindling away. We're already 1:15 into the second half.
Yeah, you see it was a 34-point disadvantage. Gunjar looking back home. Everything is safe. Through the wall, he's going to pick up the kill on Rambo. Formal adding to the kill feed on Nameless as well. The setup from TK is slow and patient. They're going to make EnVy come to them. And the real goal here, just trade point for point. 34-point advantage. No need to go for B. Just keep EnVy off it in the opening 2 minutes. They're executing this strategy perfectly.
Yeah, and you have Formal who's pushed up in the middle alley there for TK as well. And he's just playing so passive. He's pushed up, but he's just doing a great job of locking down that part of the map. He doesn't need to really be aggressive into the EnVy spawn. Right now, they know exactly where EnVy's spawning up. They're all spawning A side. If you push that, you lose track of where they're spawning. So right now, TK doing an amazing job. They're playing incredible Call of Duty, very intelligent play, and EnVy's just pinned in.
Solid job so far here from TK. Gunjar continues to impress. Sharp also 7-3. We should note that one. And Gunjar running out of ammo, picks up the kill on Merc, grabs an MTAR and keeps the sling. No ammo in either gun, gets a little more, and he will finally go down. But 14-5 between Sharp and Gunjar off the break. Sharp continuing to patrol this green car.
Yeah, now Sharp, he's set up perfectly. There's a little bit of a rotation going in for TK. Anytime a player gives up a position on the map that's locking EnVy in their spawn, one of the TK members takes it over. Like I said, they're just playing really intelligent Call of Duty. You can see it in their positioning on the map, and they're just making sure that they're playing this game passive on the second half because they've already built such a big lead in the first half.
Formal last man standing, though. Big kills going down for EnVy, but they really need to turn it around. Remember, they're not facing too huge of a deficit in this second side, but the 36 points carried over, or 34 points, excuse me, from the first side carry over, and that is going to be the difference maker. They're going to have to neutralize C coming into the final 2 minutes, or really hold on to this B flag for every last second.
Yeah, I mean, EnVy no doubt has to push for a 3 cap at some point here, and they're going to have to try and lock that down as long as they can. Study now sees a TK player going for their home flag, actually picking up some crucial kills right there. Meanwhile, his teammates are beginning that push for that TK home flag, and they've got to play this so smart. Merc's got to stay alive here if EnVy has a chance. 2 EnVy players now going for that 3 cap. It is still doable, Puckett. EnVy could come back in this round, but you know, it's highly unlikely. They're going to have to play the best they can here, and now you see Formal on that home flag of EnVy, causing a lot of disruption, and meanwhile, Sharp kind of trying to pick up the kill as well. Now it looks like EnVy is actually going to get the 2 flag cap once again, and now they have to push one more time.
Game right now.
They have to push again, but you know, you can only score 36 max points in 1 minute with all 3 flags captured, Puckett. So they have to go for that 3 cap just right now. They have to go.
Absolutely, of course, 24 points if you're neutralizing your enemy's flag, but you said it. 45 seconds left. They need the 3-cap. Study gets the call out. Everyone's on B, gets 2. Able to get out of there alive. One more player coming out of the base, unable to clean it up. The reloads here. Must win this battle. Gets it. More players coming off spawn, though.
Oh, but he's got another weapon in tow. He doesn't have to reload. And you know what? That could have thrown TK off, but it looks like TK now has got this one all locked up. They're going to take map number 1 here versus EnVy, defending that home flag so well. And Study is still going for it. You know, he's still going to go push in here. You got to give it up to them for that. Always going for that.
This is momentum
points.
right now. You lost the game, but you're fighting for pride. You're fighting for some momentum going in to the second search and destroy here.
Yeah, so EnVy wins that second side, but just not enough. You know, they came out firing, just 22 points for them, so it's a 12-point win overall for Team Kaliber, and they did exactly what they needed to do on that second side. Like, Team Kaliber is just such a smart team when it comes down to maintaining their leads. It's really tough to come back on this squad.
So intelligent is the play from TK. Sharp 16-7, Gunjar 12-7. They didn't need to do what they did in that first half. They gave themselves enough of a buffer. Have to be proud of their performance on domination. Let's take a look back at some of the action from the first 5 minutes. Here at the start, it was a big break as both squads were fighting for B, and then Gunjar started things 3-1. From here, he was just lighting it up from all over red. Formal in the mix as well behind enemy lines, challenging everything, winning most of those battles. Formal and Goon slaying monsters. But then the second half, they just put the chokehold on EnVy spawns, trying to wait out the clock. They didn't have to push for B. Study trying to go big at the end, picked up 2, challenged this third, and almost got the 4th. But in the end, TK, their strategy wasn't up. A 12-point victory in game 1.
Yeah, and that's when I say Team Kaliber bleeds out the other team, it means that they're going to hold on to those leads. And I think that you can't allow Team Kaliber to get that big lead, you know, and that's one of the big mistakes EnVy made right there, is giving TK such a massive lead after that first half. Now we're going to be heading into a search and destroy. So this is EnVy's kind of strength. They're going to be a little bit better at this game mode, and it's going to be a situation where they have to win this map. You can't let TK go up 2-0 on you.
All right, before game number 2, we got to take a look at this Team Kaliber lineup. Here's a video piece put together from our friends on the production end.
When you play video games professionally and you have teammates, you can think of them as teammates or as business partners. You know, I think of them as friends.
We're like the only team that can sit down, all 4 of us, in a chat and talk for hours on end. You don't see any other teams be able to do that.
I watch a lot of other teams play, and they're always arguing and yelling at each other.
That's all they do. They complain to each other, and you can tell it hurts the team. And we're going to see it in a couple days here, why that hurts the team.
My teammates are all unique, that's for sure. You got Sharp, he's a comedian.
When I first started teaming with him, I couldn't stop laughing.
Sharp is very loud, but not too loud, just a perfect amount. He taught me a lot when I came over. Theory is just as funny. Those two together are just hilarious.
He doesn't really show it too much when we stream scrims or when we're around people.
Theory is he was the first person to ever kind of give me a chance. You know, he brought me up to where I am today.
Gunjar's got that like quiet little swag going on, and he's a really nice dude.
And then you got Formal, who's just like delusionally cocky.
I'm known for pure skill, the raw talent, just going around and just killing people.
He came from Halo, that's what we blame it on.
When I tell people I'm a pro gamer, they instantly, what is that?
You know, they didn't believe it at first. No one really does.
I'm like, oh yeah, I play Call of Duty professionally, and then they'll just laugh about it and be like, yeah, I play professionally too. I play 8 hours a day.
When you get to travel, you get to make new friends, you get to meet new people, and it's just like adding to a bigger family. It's actually a really cool experience. Going to our next 2 matches tomorrow, win those 2, and we're in a tournament for $1 million. That's all that's on my mind.
We're not going to take any teams lightly, but we're definitely going to come to this event confident and thinking that we're going to beat every team.
The biggest challenge, without a doubt, is complexity. But they have to lose at some point. And if you don't think you can win a tournament, there's no point in showing up.